How's it going, y'all? It's Dr. Tyler Khaleesi, physical therapist and strength coach, and today we're going to go over a quick dynamic stretching or flexibility routine for squatting. This is a routine that you can use just to kind of get your hips, knees, ankles, even your spine nice and loose and limber before you squat, and then move right into that squatting. It's important to note this is not necessarily meant to address any specific limitations or restrictions or aches or pains. If you have a specific restriction or limitation, definitely shoot me a message or drop a comment below and I can try to give you more advice about that specifically. But this is a great routine to dig into just for general looseness and flexibility and mobility before you get after some squats. All right, so I've designed this flow so that you can kind of move right from one thing to the next, hit about a minute or 90 seconds at each movement. The first movement we've got is a 90-90 switch or 90-90 rotation. You're gonna sit down in this kind of shin box situation with your hips and your knees in about 90 degrees bend, and then we're just gonna switch from side to side. Ideally, you wanna lean back or lean forward to whatever depth or angle feels the best for you. You can try to progress to being able to do this without your hands, but really it's just nice to get a little stretch. Lean into that stretch on each side. Get after this for about a minute. You can spend some extra time in different positions that feel like they need a stretch. Once you hit that 90-90 switch, we can come up to a half kneeling position and we can get after some ankle mobility. So we can use a kettlebell or just simply the weight of our body right on that knee, and we're gonna drive that knee forward over our toes just to get a little stretch in the calf and the ankle. Try to move in some different directions. You can spend some time with that knee out in front, moving in and out. If you wanna make it more intense, add some weight, just working in some different directions here. Getting a little stretch at the front and the back of that ankle and calf. If you have specific ankle mobility limitations, you're gonna wanna check out my video all about how to assess your ankle mobility and which way or which direction you need to go in terms of addressing those stiff ankles. After you've done that ankle mobility, we can just come right up to the bottom of a squat position. Now you can hold on to your feet. You can hold on to a kettlebell in front of you or face a squat rack. And we're just gonna do what's called a warrior squat. So I'm gonna get into a comfortable squat position and then I'm gonna reach up and then reach up the other way. I'm getting some good mobility through my spine and my ribs. And I'm also gonna getting some good mobility through that hip as I push into it with my elbow. If you can't get in this deep of a squat, find a lower box or a med ball that you can sit on and something you can hold on in front so that you can still work through this range comfortably. About a minute and a minute and a half through this warrior squat. Now that we're already in the squat position, we're gonna do what is called a Russian baby maker. I don't know why they call it that name, but you can make your own assumptions after you see it. You're gonna, same thing, hold on to a kettlebell in front of you or your feet, and we're just gonna drive those hips up until you feel a stretch in the hamstring and the lower back, and then come back down to your squat. Once again, if it's tough for you to get into a really low squat, you can use a med ball or a lower box to sit on, and then we're gonna just drive up. I can use a kettlebell for balance if I need it. Here. Same thing, about a minute here. After we've done that Russian baby maker, we're gonna do a very similar movement, and it's called a Kang squat, but it starts from the top instead of starting from the bottom. So you can cross your arms across your chest, or bring your hands up behind your head, or just leave them out. I'm gonna go into a hip hinge, work my way down to the bottom of a squat, and then I'm gonna go backwards. Send my butt back to a hip hinge, and then stand up. Hinge, come down to the bottom of a squat, hips back, and stand up. Well, there you have it, guys. A really quick dynamic stretching or flexibility routine that you can get after right before your squats. Now, if you notice any restrictions or limitations in any specific area of your body, you might want to give that area special attention. If you need some advice on how to do that, definitely drop a comment below. You can also follow that up with some isolating or activation exercises like some glute bridges or some banded kickouts. And then I would get into some lighter versions of the squat you're going to do. So maybe some simple light goblet squats or some simple light hip hinges, just to get that movement pattern kind of set in really nice before you get to your big lift for the day. Hope that was helpful. Drop a comment if you have any further questions. Have a good day.